your journey. Wellington boy, what was life like for Joe Tapine?
Yeah, I love my my childhood. I was the youngest, so siblings say I was the spoilt one, but just rugby growing up to a certain age, and switched to league with my mate. Wasn't anything special growing up. Like probably was better when I was a kid, you know, kind of plateaued.
So your mum was working a fair bit. I've heard you didn't have a car, so was it your job to kind of get yourself around to school, to footy and stuff?
Wellington wasn't too big, but we walked to school, walked home, walked training, bussed, trained. We done what we needed to do, but we thought it was normal, so it wasn't any different to me and my siblings. So I didn't actually learn to drive till I met Kirst.
How did that go? Because it's always stressful learning to drive.
Well, it wasn't stick, thank God.
So it's fair to say you come from pretty humble beginnings.
Yeah.
I heard you talk about your dad was in a gang.
Yeah, he was in Black Power, which is one of the one of the main gangs back home. But yeah, we grew up around it. My uncles, well, his mates were in it as well. But I remember the good things, like barbecues would have game of touch footy down at the park, and they'll have all his mates and all their kids playing. So I didn't, you know, yeah, there was drinking and drugs around that, which I don't remember much. Like, I remember it's around, but it's not the main focus of my childhood when I was growing up. It was more, you know, yeah, he'll go to his mates and I'll play at the park till he was ready to go home. But
did your dad ever get in trouble down that way of life, or
I think he went to prison before me and my siblings were born. He drove us away from that life as well. He said he wanted better for us and not to follow him down that path.
So did you talk to him about this in the years, or it was just kind of like knowing to move away from it?
I think mixed in with...
Sorry. That's all right. Do you still talk to your dad today, or?
Yeah, not often. Like, we don't keep in touch, but yeah, he's a good fella, but just got some, you know, some stuff that...
You wanted more for yourself, right? Is that fair to say? Yeah. You wanted to move away from New Zealand to better yourself. Is that how you ended up here?
You know, I wanted to get out of Wellies. I wanted to get out of New Zealand. I wanted to probably have a different life. And then I had the thought, like, if I didn't crack the league, I always heard it, you know, because I wanted to be a builder. That they pay way better over here, so.
Joseph Tapine is on the field early. Right, back on the inside, break through centre field, his first touch, Tapine.
So you come to Newcastle and you work in a chicken factory?
Yeah, Ingham's. Hated it. Being a tall bloke, you have to bend over, say you get the breast fillet, you have to cut the bones out. So a bit more motivation to try crack it.
At the back, Jack Ahern has its measure and thundering through to knock him back in goal. Joseph Tapine forces a goal line dropout.
So you're in the Newcastle system, but as you mentioned before, you were playing up a little bit. Like you weren't taking it seriously.
I love to drink. I would I would get drunk and then we would have captain's run the next day. So it wasn't like I was buzzing. I was playing first grade, but I didn't realise what it meant.
Wayne picked up on it, but didn't he?
No, I was
on your debut. Didn't you?
Yeah. That's So I had my birthday. I think I turned 20, and then I had a big night, and I didn't go to training that day. He rang me. I seen someone ringing. And I was like, oh. I answered it, and he said, "Hey mate, where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, am I in today?" Because I was I was 20s, training up, and then he goes, "Yeah, mate, you're going to debut this week, and hope you're not too hungover from the party last night." So they all knew.
It means we get to see two fresh faces make their NRL debut this afternoon. Joseph Tapine, he's 20 years old.
I wish I could go back and, you know, tell myself to, you know, knuckle up and be a bit better, but at the same time, I wouldn't probably be at this club, and I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't have those eye-opening moments.
There he is, the 20-year-old Joseph Tapine.
So the pokies became a problem as well?
Pokies was bad. I was blowing paychecks on it. Because I came over, I didn't know money when I was growing up. We didn't have much, and I didn't know how to organise it, didn't know you had to buy a house, didn't know all this investing, all that stuff. So I was getting money, young kid, and I was like, oh yeah, drink and gamble, I'm going to get paid next month, just keep coming in.
How much do you reckon you put through the pokies?
Probably, I remember one time when you do pre-season, it's probably like just under 10 grand came in my account. And that was probably gone in a week or two.
Wow. When did the, pardon the pun, but penny drop for you and that you started to think this is not sustainable?
Well, I hate owing people money as well. That thing annoyed me. I was becoming that person, and my wife gave me an ultimatum.
How much better are you with money now?
Oh, way better. I think Kirst taught me about money, and now I've kind of switched. Like, I'm the money dude. I look after the finances. I want to invest, buy houses and do stuff like that.
There was also the incident the Knights got involved in an altercation, had to go to court, got off on self-defence.
Yeah.
Like, was that kind of the beginning of the end at Newcastle for you?
Yeah, I think so. That happened, and I didn't, I was in a bad spot, but I didn't feel supported at the time as well. I was comfortable where I was living. I loved Newcastle as a place. I had a lot of friends, but ultimately I needed to change what I was doing, and change of environment's probably the best way to do that.
And the Knights kind of made things a little bit difficult. They wanted you to go to the Roosters.
Big Nathan Brown was coach. I told them, "Oh, boys, I'm moving on. I've signed a deal next year down in Canberra." And then went to go sit back down, and then Nathan Brown, "No, you can leave. We don't need you anymore. You can train by yourself or whatever." So I told my manager, and I was like, "Oh, they're telling me I'll do my own training, or I'll train by myself, not with a team. What can we do?" And they go, "Oh, they said they'll release you, but only to the Roosters." And I didn't, I didn't want to go down the Roosters. I don't want to go to Sydney. I think that wouldn't have helped my situation where I was at the time. And I wanted to come down and just start fresh.
Tapine beats the inside defence. And it's the big, raw-boned youngster, Joseph Tapine. Once a Knight, now a Raider. Here is Tapine, fending away from Perrin. Still going! Now he gets his second.
So you come to the Raiders. The squad builds over a couple of years. 2019 rolls around. It's a great year.
Yeah.
Your 100th game is the grand final.
Yeah.
So Canberra come out for their first grand final in a quarter of a century.
What's your kind of look back on that now?
Yeah, I still haven't watched it back. There's still one play that burns my mind. In my mind is that Verrill scores when I'm third man back.
They're 8 metres away from that line, and here's a run for Verrills. He's over in his debut grand final.
I can still see it in my head. Lazy getting back, and he taking that spot and scored, and it still burns in my mind. Like, what if the extra effort is what wins grand finals, that little. And obviously we had other opportunities to win, and different things happened, but if I just fixed that, or if I was better there, maybe we'd have a ring now and I wouldn't be crying over it.
It's interesting because now you're in a premiership push and you're a senior player.
Yeah.
You're a lot younger back then. So that kind of hindsight comes with having been there and done it.
And then
right?
I was thinking, man, I wish I was how I am now back then, but that's not how it works.
Your 100th game for the Raiders was
Against Roosters.
against the Roosters.
I think the 200th as well, for 200 in a row was Roosters, but we got slapped up that way.
Right, so you've had a fair few against the Roosters. You win your 100th for the Raiders, right? And you score, I think you've said that's your favourite NRL try.
My favourite NRL try, that one.
Tapine, away from two. Away from another. Tapine! A sensational try! Tapine, how do you stop him?
Always say, what were you thinking? I don't know. Just the 100 games, the finals, the atmosphere around it was what made it special as well. My family in the crowd.
My favourite Joe Tapine try is the one for the Kiwis
And
last
the Tonga
year.
one, yeah.
I don't think you could recreate that.
I don't think I could either.
Tapine, a grabber forward, runs towards the tackle of Katoa. He beats him. Joseph Tapine, one of the plays of the rugby league season.